You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about Russell Wilson. We got a couple of things involving Russell Wilson, one involving the Raiders, and now that we have found out this revelation that Russell Wilson really and truly wanted to go play for the Las Vegas Raiders, of course, he would have gotten to play Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos. Now, if you're a Steelers fan, I would be a little concerned by a couple of things. Number one, just how badly the Broncos wanted him gone. And I will tell you exactly how badly they wanted him out of that building and the monetary destruction that puts onto the franchise, and how badly the Raiders didn't want him. And when you consider their quarterback situation and what they paid Gardner Minshew versus what they could have paid Russell Wilson, it's pretty interesting, because all in told, you're talking about essentially a $78 million swing to keep Russell Wilson off of two different rosters. Never mind the fact that Pete Carroll and John Schneider wanted him out of Seattle's building. That's pretty baffling and pretty jarring when you really sit down and think about it. Report details how little the Raiders wanted to see Russell Wilson cook in Las Vegas. This is Raiders Beat. I love this site. The Raiders don't know who their starting quarterback will be next year, but it is clear they think of Gardner Minshew as more than just a backup. We know this, at least in part, because of the money they are forking over to give him. Minshew and the Raiders agreed to a deal Thursday that is worth nearly $4 million per year, more than what the highest paid backup quarterback was paid a year ago. And then there's another interesting detail by The Athletic on Wednesday. According to The Athletic's Vic Tafur, Russell Wilson wanted to play for the Raiders after he was released by the Broncos, but the Raiders apparently weren't interested. Quote, they liked Minshew more than Russell Wilson, 12 times more. It turns out when you factor in that Wilson got $1.2 million from the Steelers, Wilson wanted to come to the Raiders back in the John Gruden days, and he still did now. That's interesting. He wanted to play for Gruden, according to team and league sources, but the Raiders didn't see him as a fit. As Tuffer pointed out, the Raiders chose to pay Minshew $12.5 million per year instead of signing Wilson at the cost of a third string safety. Think about that. Antonio Pierce and the gang could have saved more than $10 million in yearly cash and about $6.8 million in cap room by signing Wilson, but they chose Minshew, and that says a lot about somebody. Maybe they didn't like Wilson, or maybe they really like Minshew, or it was a little bit of both. Wow. So they knowingly and consciously paid up. No, we don't want him. We don't want him. And that's very interesting. So keep that figure in mind. $12.5 million. $15 million guaranteed, by the way, and $25 million altogether, because then that takes us over to how much the Broncos did not want him, and the slap across the grill they were going to have to take to get rid of this joker. And if I'm a Steelers fan, yikes! I know there is a section of the fan base that did not want him. I do know that when there were rumblings, and, you always look at social media to sort of gauge reaction. I think it's about a 50-50 split of Steelers fans that didn't want Russell Wilson. And now you don't have Mason Rudolph. We talked about that yesterday. The Denver Broncos are ready to take the hit. Make that a $53 million punch in the gut. This is Fox 31. On Wednesday, the Broncos officially released Wilson with a post-June 1 designation. With this move, the Broncos will spread an $85 million dead cap at $53 million in 2024 and $32 million in 2025. The $53 million dead cap charge will represent the largest in NFL history. It accounts for 20.52% of Denver's adjusted salary cap in 2024. Yikes! Quote, the decision will be driven by what's in the best interest of the football team winning games. Owner and CEO Greg Penner said in January at the end of the 2023 season, quote, we know we have a lot of work to do to get to where we want to be. This offseason's going to be a busy one. That's nuts. I mean, Russell Wilson just put them in hell. Broncos are carrying a $69 million dead cap this season. So far, Denver's restructured contracts of defensive lineman Zach Allen, left guard Ben Powers, which have yielded an extra $20 million in cap space. In addition, they traded wide receiver Jerry Jeudy and released Pro Bowl safety Justin Simmons. At the Combine, general manager George Payton said the Broncos would be, quote, strategic this offseason. That's another way of saying we're broke. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. Counting Wilson's figure, the Broncos will carry $69 million of dead cap this season, according to Spot Track. Wilson agreed to a league minimum contract of $1.21 million with the Steelers. The Broncos host the Steelers at Empower Field at Mile High during the 2024 season. My God, I can't wait for that game to get here, just to see how many times the camera is put on Sean Payton during that game. That's going to be fantastic. Wow. So let me just figure some quick math. We'll say $25 million for Gardner Minshew, plus another 53 for. So just for one season, the Raiders and the Broncos combined paid up $78 million to not have Russell Wilson on either roster. And Seattle wanted to get rid of him. That's three teams. And all those teams are supposed to be wrong. And it's Russell that's the guy. Oh boy, this has got bad misunderstanding written all over it. Now, if you're the Steelers, it's a $1.2 million deal and it's very low risk, unless you tank your season over it. That's the thing. Actual production on the field. Now, I'm interested to see what Arthur Smith cooks up. Oh, there I am. With Russell Wilson. I am. I'm not trying to be clever there. I think that could be interesting. They don't have Deontay Johnson anymore. They're trying to get Tyler Boyd. The Patriots are trying to get him too. So we'll have to see. But, man, that's unbelievable. And I really kind of thought Antonio Pierce and Russell Wilson's attitudes might gel, right there. No. And look, let's be honest. Gardner Minshew just looks like a damn Las Vegas Raider. There's no doubt about it. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.